Welcome, angry faithful. Yeah, it's just me for right now. Waiting on my other co-host, Bill. But I'd like to start out with talking with everybody about the new changing a little bit of the regime, nothing that big. Every Friday, yes, we're gonna come on. Well, what the hell? Every other Friday. Uh Next Friday will be probably just a pre-recorded episode. We'll have it on here so you have something to watch. But yeah, we're what the hell? It's coming more political and stuff that I find on the internet and I find funny or find, you know, interesting. Uh Hopefully we can get some people to do some interviews with us. But yeah. The best thing today, like the episode there we go. Here's Bill. He's getting ready and everything. I'm already live, so he's taking his time. He's got his green screen. He doesn't know what he's doing, I guess. He's he's looking baffled in the green room, which is green backside. I'm,
Yeah,
I'm going
mute me for a second.
I'm going ahead. I'm just gonna go ahead and put you on. I'm gonna make fun of you the entire time. But yeah, Nerd Sports is still going to be Monday at 7:30, no matter what. That's going to be our constant for everybody to watch. Uh, but yeah, our first thing that we were talking about is the possibility of government shutdown. As the title says, they're stopping the government. Uh, yeah, they ended up trying to pass a what was it 1,500 pages bill to go through Congress. Bill.
Yeah. Technical difficulties. Sorry about that, people.
Yeah, it happens, but it happens a lot on this show, so it's gonna be what. And one of the co-hosts, we're not really that cool. They run in a cakewalk for governor. Oh wow, that is so strange. This is the thing I'm finding on X right now. It's Anna Karspan who's on the Young Turk uh YouTube channel, and they're uh Kennick Yorga. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm not fluent. Saying I think Kamala Harris would probably run in a cakewalk for governor. No, what are you doing? I'm telling you the reality. Let's go. I'm telling you the reality. What you like it or not, Democratic voters in California will love to obey. Anna, oh my God, I'm going to move. I'm going to quit my job and I'm going to move. Stop trying to make Kamala Harris happen. It's not going to happen. I don't know. I think a lot of people are still in the void that is on the left side. Uh, they don't want to admit that that person was not good at anything government. I mean, even as a lawyer, she put in a lot of people into jail and laughed about it on drummed up charges a lot of the times.
Well, am I on?
Yeah, you're on. You're good.
The last thing she did, the last question she was asked was a proposition. Can't remember right offhand. A proposition. Would you? Did you vote for it? She's like, oh yeah, I voted by mail. I sent my ballot off. Did you vote for such and such proposition? well, this is great. I was a prosecutor, and she didn't answer that question. It was a couple of days, what was it, a week or two before the election? And turned out that would have given more authority for the police to deal with criminals. Previously, when she was an attorney general, she actually crafted the law that eased up on criminals. She crafted the law that proposition was going to override. So of course she wasn't going to answer and say, no, I'm going to vote against what would go against what I had originally written. But it passed in California. So that was just another one of those things where, yeah, I got to hide it from the people, how I really believe, because if they knew it, it'd be over. And I think at that point, even a lot of the liberal media started going against her and going, wait a minute, you can't even answer that question?
Well, okay, and not to beat a dead horse, and I've told people this all the time. People that are like they're starting to go into the Democratic. I like how okay, everybody. I'm sorry about this. I like how Bill wants to be so professional, and I have to keep on telling him we are going to make a shirt that says professional amateurs.
I like that.
Yes, because we are professional amateurs at this stuff.
And I even changed shirts for this. At the last minute, I run off and I'm changed. To tell y'all, just to add some humor to it, what happened was I was setting up here, set up the green screen real fast, and then I'm bringing my microphone down on the arm, and it came loose from the mount. So I was having technical difficulties trying to get it to stay. And then as I re-brought my 4,000 or so tabs back up to so I could go ahead and sign in, I got an error that came up that I had never seen before. Any of you techno geeks out there who have ever heard of this? Power surge on USB port needs more power to support device.
What are you running on the USB port?
Well, the only thing I could think of that might have done it is one of the light rings. And I'm going to change it, but I didn't have time to do it, of course, here because we were already heading up. I'm going to plug it into a regular hub that I've got that's not in the computer.
Yeah, with something like that, and yes, we're going off topic, but on something like that, you need to have.
Yeah, that's what it is. Hold on.
Yeah, with something like that, for like lights and stuff like that, it does drain the power. What the power box in the computer?
Power supply.
Power supply. Thank you. It does drain a little bit, so just I'm on any kind of lights or anything like that. Even with because going in and having the road, I can't plug it into an existential block. I have to plug it directly into the laptop, or it won't work. And the road has its own power supply. You saw.
Yeah.
But anyways, getting back on the subject, and thank you all for listening and watching. Subscribe, whatever, blah blah blah. We'll do a little dance right there. Do a little dance so we can get subscribers and stuff like that. Ooh.
YMCA.
Old people doing crazy stuff. But one of there's a couple of main things that happened this week. A lot of people are getting upset in Congress, especially the DMs, about Elon Musk going out and saying if you're a Republican and you don't vote for XYZ, you're going to be primaried. And what primary means is he's going to give a lot of money to one of the people that are aligned more towards we'll call it the Trump initiative. That's the only thing I can think of right now. But more or less with the executive branch or the Trump initiative of what to make it more smoothly down the road with getting bills written up for the 4 years. Because I've said it before, even a lot of people are scared. It's like Trump's going to do all this. I was like, it takes he'll be able to do two major things, maybe one major thing in his presidency. If you have 8 years, you can usually do two. Obama's only did like two major things for like that went into like law. He didn't do like anything big. I mean, he signed a couple of bills for I told myself I was going to stop doing that. He signed the budget, a couple of budget bills that paved the way for certain things, but it didn't really do anything like big things. Uh, Budget's different than actual having laws, because if we have a law, it's stuck there for a long time and you cannot get rid of it. It's so hard to get rid of a law once it's been implemented.
Well, the latest garbage, I don't know. There's pluses and minuses about it. Part of it is the Freedom Caucus right now. They're big Trump supporters, but they're also highly fiscally conservative. That can tend to be contradictory to what Trump's doing. And it's because of how the budget is scored. If you're trying to do a tax cut to spur the economy, a tax cut is going to take 9 months, a year and a half to spur the economy.
Mm-hmm.
But in the meantime, a tax cut is considered a budget expense. So it's going to hit on the debt ceiling when he tries to push tax cuts through. The Democrats haven't had to worry about that because for 2 years, they had delayed the debt ceiling for 2 years.
Really?
The debt ceiling is going to go back into effect next year. What we wanted to do is delay it again for another 2 years. Because what he's going to do, like I said, he's got to increase the debt as far as how it's calculated to spur the economy. If he can't do that, he can't do most of what he needs to do.
No, okay, so it's more or less blocking what he needs to do.
Right. The second smaller one that failed yesterday, not the behemoth, and we can get into that one. The second one that failed had everything the one today has in it, basically, except it also extended it delayed the debt ceiling for 2 years. So yeah, the Democrats are happy about that. Doesn't have what they wanted, but hey, they got rid of that. So now they can hold hold him hostage with that next year.
Okay.
So
okay? The biggest question I didn't really look into it, and I should have looked into the acronym of it. What is CR? What does that mean?
A continuing resolution. What a CR is supposed to do is just take current budget, everything that's in the budget at current levels, and continue it at those levels.
Okay.
You don't add crap into it. You don't add legislation into it. And that's what they were doing. They were trying to add a bunch of legislation. Oh, you're going to hurt that shouldn't be in there. That's not what a continuing resolution is. That's all it should do. Even the two items that, you just hate the poor people in North Carolina. I knew that was going to happen. No, it's not the 15 pages or 10 pages of that. It's the 1,500 pages of garbage you've thrown in it. But the liberal media will keep
what everybody calls as a pork fat.
Right. And then we're all under President Elon. No. Elon did what I expected Grok to do. 1,500 pages, use it to analyze it.
Yeah, that's
what it did. And now some of the things that they came out and the Republican conservatives on Twitter were pushing weren't true. What was funny is if you took and you thought, Liberals are saying that's not true, is it? And you put that individual item into Grok, it would actually come out and say, okay, I'm reading these comments and organizing this, and I'm finding people are saying this, but it's not exactly true. So it was actually correcting what was wrong that conservatives were putting out. Like they had said, it's what were they saying? A 40% pay increase. It's 40% increase. It went all over the place. No, it's 3 point something%. It's still there. But if you typed into Grok about that pay increase, then it corrected it. So there was a lot of the things like that. A lot of the we're spending so much money on this. We're going to spend so much money on this. The expense dollar amount was not in there. Some of the things conservatives were saying. What was in there is the appropriations were there.
Okay.
So it would be basically dollar amount estimates.
One sec, real quick. We'll go back to the Congress keeps on doing pay increase every year, no matter what.
Not for themselves.
Not for themselves.
No, they're not. It's not the your cost of living increase. That doesn't go toward congressional pay.
Okay. Yeah, because from what I understand, because when I was in the military, anytime Congress got a pump in pay, and I guess it was the cost of living. When the cost of living goes up for Congress, military personnel get a bump in their pay.
Right, military people, any government employee, direct employee, non-appropriated funds employee, they would all get an increase according to that. But yeah, that doesn't affect members of Congress. They hadn't had an actual increase, I don't think, 10 years.
Last one I remember, and this is the last one I remember, was when I was in the military. And that was 2001. I think that was the last one that's the last one I paid attention to, because I got my pay bump. So,
oh well. Anyway, it's been a while, and I'll tell you, the Democrats are so crowed. All this Elon stuff. What Elon did was gave us a tool to look at something that bipartisan bullshit. It was a bill that had been worked on for over 80 days by 4 people.
Really?
4 people. McConnell, Hakeem, Jeffries, and Schumer. That's it. Oh, it's bipartisan. No, it's,
and those are the worst. Those are actually the worst one. I'm surprised Dan Crenshaw didn't help out with that, because he's been going like whining like a little bitch.
Well, no, he wouldn't have helped. Any of the Freedom Caucus members wouldn't have been involved in that at all. Not at all. It was just those 4. It was just the 4 leaders. And they sat behind the scenes doing that, and then all of a sudden went, poof, here, it's bipartisan, because the 4 of us agreed on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no other. Oh, other Democrats saw it, but as far as the Republican members of the House, they didn't. They never even saw it till it was thumped down in front of them. Oh. Then, for the next bill, when they could, okay, that's been canceled because President Elon canceled it. Then they came back and said, okay, we'll renegotiate it, and our speaker, would only allow certain people in the office with him, as they tried to craft a replacement for it. So it's still not all the Republicans are for it. But the problem is the fiscal conservatives that are extremist fiscal conservatives, which is often a never Trumper, is someone who is supposedly, they're conservative, but they're highly fiscally conservative, and they call Trump a big spender, so they can't support him. And then they call me a Bernie Sanders liberal because I support anyway. But that's what. Huh?
Well, okay. They're pinning all this on Elon Musk because right now it's something to go attack.
Right. It's a boogeyman, and that's
You're-
that's what they've done. And all he did was put out the tool for everyone else to see it. I don't give a crap what Elon said about it. Once I saw what was in it, I don't care if Trump said he liked it or didn't like it. I didn't like it. And that's the point. But
Yeah.
the liberals won't let that word get out in the media that conservatives can think for themselves. So they say he did it. No, he let us see what's in it really fast because the people got grok onto it. Grok. One of these days, I'm going to have to figure out how the hell to pronounce it.
Grok.
Grok.
Well, no, there's a football player named Grok. That's the only reason why I know.
But did he name it after the football player?
I don't know. That'd be good. That's a good question.
It's like the commenting system, DISQUS. What is it?
Well, use Grok to find out
Discuss?
how you got the name Grok. I was named Grok by my creator at XAI, inspired by Robert A. Hensing's science fiction novel, Stranger in a Strange Land. In the book, Grok is a Martian word that roughly translates to understand deeply or to emphasize completely. My name reflects that purpose to help users understand the universe and its many mysteries in a profound way.
Okay, that makes sense. That it would be something space related.
Martian related.
Martian.
Man, he wants to go to Mars. Remember?
Well, you know what else is going to happen on Mars? He's trying to get up there fast so he can build the media prisons to put the liberal media in.
It's going to be so sad that we okay, I understand that someone probably said that.
No, they didn't. I came up with that, and I've been saying
Oh my God!
I've been posting it everywhere about, yeah, you ready for the media prisons on Mars? I even suggested it to Elon. I gave him a suggestion.
If you get a reply back from them, I'm just going to look at you, stranger. I'm like, Bill, certain things we just as Angry Me Production, we have to emphasize that there's certain hosts that we have on here that likes to say stuff to other people, as in me, Johnny, Chris, or now as it is Bill, say weird stuff, and a social media post and the whole of Angry Me Production does not agree on said post or what that individual said. That is their individual thing. Just want to repeat that. That is their independent thought, which we value from each of our members here at Anchor Me Production. There, I said that so we don't get like barotted with evil thoughts. How could you let him say that?
Yeah, you don't want to go back in my X feed probably and see some of the things I've been saying, especially to Elizabeth Warren. Anyway.
Pocahontas? Pocahontas, you mean?
Yeah, that one. Or anyone. I think I made some choice ones to Hakeem Jeffries a little while ago. You know, if I had a physical bullshit BSometer, bullshit, whatever, a physical device, I would be dead right now if I had it turned on while I was playing his latest statement, because it would have exploded.
Here's another thing that we'll get back into the spending bill.
Bill, what?
Well, the the budget.
Oh,
The CR, the continual resolution as you said. Actually, we'll just go. No, I kind of want to talk about it. And it kind of gets into the Trump stuff, but because a lot of people right now they're going against Trump. It's like Trump's not doing anything. Trump's not in office yet. I've been seeing so many posts. It's like Trump hasn't done anything yet. And we are in a society that has to have everything at light speed, that you have to understand. Okay, understand a lot of things. One, I want my judicial process as slow as snails, so all the evidence can be prosecuted to these individuals, so they get to the extent of the law, like the Diddy stuff. We need all the information on Diddy. We need all the information on Diddy right now. Give it to us, and we'll decide what. No, no, no. There should be only 12 people of my own peers is way too much idiocy in that process, in my opinion, sometimes. But you have to have the lawyers convince those 12 people. So it right around. So let's go for the evidence, get it all done. Now, is he a horrible people? PDD is a horrible person. And a lot of people that are going with him, they're idiots and don't really research anything. What he did to a lot of people, that, and yes, you can say it's my opinion, but I have a lot of evidence to back up that opinion. Like a video of him in a towel beating his girlfriend, pulling her from the elevator, and just severely beating to where she had to go to the hospital for like, I think 2 days before they finally release her. So I think he's a piece of shit. That and all the stuff that 50 Cent said, I believe him. Man, I got shot like 50 times. So
He is, but you got to think there's possibly, dozens of Diddy clones out there still diddling around.
no,
If the list is released, yeah, you got the one guy, you're going to get him. But there's a lot of others that should be taken down quick also. Otherwise, they're liable to be still doing their garbage.
No, you're
focusing on one person.
Okay. You're right. And this is just the process has to be as slow as much as you possibly can, or to get all the evidence and get it prosecuted right. Because if you make one tiny error, and this has happened here in our hometown, to where a CM, we'll call it a CM, because there's certain words we can't say on YouTube. One of these days, we're just gonna go on X for a day so we can say all the words we can. A person that ended up doing that to a child or whatnot, CM, trying to pull you into there, that's done something like that, and they got off because they didn't get all the evidence right. And when they did the case that I was part of here in town with Ava, they took 2 to 3 years to get it through, only because they had to gather as much evidence and make sure that person got prosecuted to the extent of the law. So, me personally, I understand it. But he's not in office yet. He can't do anything until he's inaugurated. He puts his hand on, and yes, you can put your hand on the Bible, or you can put your hand on the Quran, or uh what's the Jewish book?
Quran?
No,
No.
no, that's Muslim. I just said Quran.
Yeah, you did.
What is the Jewish
Torah?
Torah? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Torah. Put your hand on the Torah, and I don't know if we hadn't had anything that was atheist, any person that was atheist, but I digress. But you do the oath of office on January 20th. That's when his first day on the job is going to be. That's when he starts doing stuff. That's when we start seeing stuff that will be Trump, because Joe Biden will be out of office. And there's still something going around that people think he's dead. So
Might as well be.
I mean, it wasn't. He's there physically.
I like what Tyrus said about him today. He said, I no longer make fun of him at all. None of it's his fault. He's being used and paraded around. Poor guy. I can see that point. Biden doesn't know what's going on. Biden wasn't a part of this. Biden hasn't been the part of most of the administration.
Well, look at all the stuff that's him as a president usually a president goes to. The opening of Notre Dame was a big thing. Who went there and part of the administration? His wife. Joe Biden wasn't anywhere near. I'm not saying that, he probably, I don't want to go on that. I mean, you can still opt out. But why is your wife going to these things?
I don't think he made the decision to not go.
Well, okay. Okay.
I think they just go, hey, don't go. And he's like, okay.
Okay. Yeah, you could do that. But in the arms of, unity, okay? And we'll just do like the stupid okay. As unity, we'll just do it as a kinder, gentler type thing. Okay. Well, we'll do it that way. He could just, I don't want to go to that. Okay. But why is his wife going? That's my thing. That's what made me come up as a person. She went to the Olympics. She did the whole. I can understand the Olympics. But it's like 2 weeks long.
She's been presiding in cabinet meetings.
Yes. That's another places that I was like, why is your wife there?
Well, we've had President Dr. Jill.
Yes. I'm given the evidence and everything, and I don't like to do crazy theories, but given the evidence, it literally looks like, because going back on Congress or it was the DNC when they finally kicked him to the curb. The White House staff finally came out and had to tell the DNC, yeah, this is XYZ happening right now. I want to know what happened with that client closed doors to see if Jill was really running the country. Because she even said in a statement, and this statement just vanishes after it was made, is like, yeah, me and the family has been trying to keep it secret. From something that's supposed to be the leader of the free world, you thought it was a good idea to keep the cognitivity of your husband who runs the biggest army in the world. Maybe a handout there. Just a tiny little handout going, listen, we fucked up. Sorry. Oh, I think I got it. Hold on, let me get this. Yeah, here we go. Hold on. I got it.
Are you guys? I'm freaking out.
Yeah, listen. We fucked up.
That's what should have been happening. You know, someone singing out, hey, you kind of fucked up.
No, they just didn't get their message out enough. We weren't supposed to figure anything out.
Yeah.
It's the messaging. It's all the messaging. We don't really know what we want because they know what's best for us. And that's what happens with the House right now. It's the Democrats have gotten their way so much that
some Republicans too.
Their egos. No, the Democrats over the last 10 years, we lose in every negotiation in the House. We lose everything. They get what they want. There is no compromise. And that's what happens. Hakeem is going to be able to keep his caucus together. The House Democrats will vote 100%, 100% what he wants them to vote. And we're like chickens all over the place. And we need someone who can pull those chickens together. And our current speaker can't do that. Now they're saying, is he going to be able to continue as speaker? And a little while ago, he said, if Trump says he wants him, no one will oppose him. Right now, there isn't anyone who would want the job anyway.
Well, he's on a plane with Trump and Elon Musk right now.
Johnson?
Hold on. Yes, here we go. I'm hoping, yes. I am looking at it and I am presenting it right now. Got the right one. Nope. There we go. Yeah, this was see here. That's Johnson.
That's an old picture, isn't it?
Well, it was posted 10 hours ago. And it was saying, can you see how Trump and Johnson just played the Democrats and the rhinos? This is the biggest rug pull in Congress history. The setup, Johnson negotiates with the Democrats for the last members of the CR, like Congress has done for years now. The exposure is 2 days before the deadline. Johnson pulls out the entire CR so the public can read it instantly. What's that? ANONS? Right here. Aeons?
Anonymous people. Anons.
Oh, Anons. I can't think use anonymous people. Dig up a lot of poison pills within the building, expose it on X. These poison pills goes viral. Then Elon says he'll fund the primary opponent of anybody that votes for it. Power back to the people, Trump's plan. The American people are outraged and make it known their representatives. That bill instantly died, which shocks the Democrats and the media. Rug pulled. Something has changed from the past. The trap. Then Johnson negotiates to a new deal and cuts out all the garbage. The bill went from 1,547 pages to 116. Then Trump posts his endorsement, announces that he wants the debt ceiling raised on Biden's watch. Trump posts his endorsement and announces that he wants the debt ceiling raised on Biden's watch, along with the new slimmed down version of the CR. what happens next? Democrats abandon the deal, votes it down, and they are angry. Now a government shutdown looms, which is a good thing, and they get blamed. But don't miss this part of the plan. After exposing this scam, this is going on for years in Congress to launder our money. Elon then puts out a picture for the American people that instantly goes viral. A picture of two bills setting side by side on a table, the 1,547 page bill stacked high and a small bill of 116 pages. This was planned all along. Why is this picture so important? Q told us that we can't tell the American people, you have to show them. Not only did this picture cement the death of the first negotiation-based bill of 1,547 pages or anything like it, but it also set the standard going forward because the base CR, what's CR again?
Continuing resolution.
Continuing resolution, thank you, Bill, that Trump approved of this 116-page bill. Now, anything added to the 116 pages has a spotlight on it. Every single page above the 116 CR continued resolution that Trump has approved will now be scrutinized and exposed on X by all Americans. Checkmate. Then Johnson gave the Democrats and rhinos an alternative that he knows they hate, but it is a preview of what's to come in the future. He offered the option to vote on each item as a single bill, which would kill everything in the first CR too. Trump has already won. This is all planned all along. Trump exposes the scam and will either get the slimmed down version he approves of or get the government shut down, which will help show the people just how much the federal government is non-essential and just in time for Doge to kick in. More winning. This is the photo that we were talking about, the 1,547 pages right here, the big stack, and the 116, the small stack. And what the NCAA Oklahoma? Oh, he's not an Oklahoma fan. But anyways,
That
yeah.
was an old picture. The picture of him on the plane.
Well, okay.
I don't know that they'd be smiling as much because you haven't heard a happy post come out from Trump really after this second vote, but that just happened. That just happened, a couple hours ago?
What, he voted or no?
That it passed.
Oh, okay. What, the 116? Or the full one?
Third one.
The third one.
Yeah, the third one.
The third CR?
The 1,500 page one didn't pass.
Mhm.
Then there was a second one voted on yesterday. It didn't pass.
The
And then there was a third one voted on a couple of hours ago, and it's heading to the Senate. And the people from the Senate said that, it's going to sail through. So then we're going to have the continuing resolution. It had everything, pretty much everything in it that second one had. They didn't pull them out into the separate farm bill and the separate disaster relief bill. They wrote those two things in with the rest of the CR. Basically, the one yesterday also had the delay of the debt ceiling. So what was voted on today had everything in it, but the delay of the debt ceiling, and it passed.
Okay,
they also changed the rules of the House, and that helped it pass. It didn't require the same percentage of vote. It just required a 2/3 of the people who were there. So almost the same amount of Republicans voted against it that voted against it yesterday. I think 38 yesterday, and I think 31 voted against it a couple hours ago. But
What
yeah,
was the
it has passed now. That's the third one. And right before I came on, they had a senator on, and they were questioning him on how he thought the vote for the Senate would go. They're trying to do it before midnight. And he said he thinks it'll go right through. And there's a bunch of other votes they're trying to do tonight, too.
okay? But here's the thing that I do agree on that is what they were talking about with each one should be singular. I've always said that it shouldn't be jammed up into one bill. Either A, okay, either A, they're wanting to get it to pass with all that big fat and everything, or they're just lazy people that want to clump everything together and it's like, here, we're just giving it all so we can just vote once on it and just be on about our business.
No, there's always it's either cram garbage into it. Sometimes it's cram garbage into it, but there's still garbage that we don't want. But if we have to get it, we get that. But we're trying to kill it to make it look like they're killing it. And
Yeah.
that's what they did with this whole thing of, oh, Elon said this and we're killing it. And Hakeem came out and said this is a great advantage to the Democrats now that we pass this thing through, because Trump's going to be against the debt ceiling next year because we got that out.
Here's the thing, okay? Wouldn't it be freaking hilarious if I was right? I mean, just at once they would probably like bury it into something.
If you ran, would you?
Where
make America great again?
I don't know.
Could you have done that?
I don't know. I've always contemplated it since you like keep on like trying to get me to do it. when we're working, he's like, you should do it, and I was like, and I honestly I did my due diligence because I'm curious. That's my bad thing is I am curious. That's the reason why I had the podcast, because I want to talk to people because I'm curious about a subject and I want to talk to people that, I want to ask questions that I want to know, and hopefully other people want to go out and understand the same things I want to know. And I did my due diligence. I went in and I was like, you know what would it take? It takes in our state, it takes 3,000 signatures or $3,000. At the time, I couldn't get the $3,000, and I could have done it, but I didn't have that kind of popularity or pop.
Did you say or and?
No, it's 3,000 signatures or $3,000, or it's 1,000 signatures and $3,000 just to get it put on the ballot. That's all it takes.
Okay, you'd have my vote.
Yeah. You keep on telling me that, because apparently to the lesser people, I kind of feel like I've said this before with other people that are on the podcast. It's like, I don't know how, but people listen to me. I could make my own cult, and I wouldn't know what to do with it. I really wouldn't. I would be perplexed of how I've done this and I've gotten this far. So if one
would give in to the swamp,
I wouldn't, because I would be perplexed.
But everyone says that. Glenn Beck had he called it the refounders. Did you ever listen to him back about 15 years ago when he was trying to set up he was calling it the refounders? I'm going to put together just the constitutional conservatives, and we're going to support them and send them to Washington. And he's calling them the refounders.
No, Bill, because I didn't look at politics as a evening of talking points.
Well, what he did was when those people got in, yay, we've got all these constitutionalist people, big supporter Mark Levin type stuff. Once they got in there, they started becoming part of the swamp. They started taking in the bribes and the special interests. And he saw that it's just hard to take someone and keep them for the people. They eventually get swallowed by the swamp and become part of it. And he was real disillusioned with that because he thought he was doing good and able to do good things. And once he got people there, that's what happened.
Well,
I hadn't heard of him talk about it in years.
I don't think I would be part of the swamp only because of the basic fact is I'm not one of those people that likes being told what to do. It was like a lot of people, with the stuff that I have in my head, I'm always. I've told everybody the same thing dozens of times. I'm one of those people that doesn't think things out too well at times, and I will be caught on fire. Like if we have to go somewhere, it's like, all right, we gotta go, and everybody around me is like, he does know he's on fire, right? Someone should tell him. But I just bad Bill. Turned off your phone. And that was Bewitched. I understand that. That's my age. I understood what you did. But I'm
That
one
would
of
be
the
a text from my wife.
yeah. That's one of the things that me personally, if someone hands me something, I'm looking at it suspicious like, and I would go through it just to make sure. He's like, no, all you have to do is vote. This is what we're doing. We're voting yes on this. All of us are. I'm like, not everybody. Well, let's go through this thing. And I would go through it, and I would have a lot of people. I would have my staff to help me go through it and everything. That's what you have to do on these big things. Or if you have, I wouldn't trust Grok all too much. Having an app, and I would still have. It's like, okay, you go over 100 pages, you go 100 pages, and we'll just switch them out and see if anybody find anything really messed up on these, and we'll just gather the notes and everything and see what we got. That's how something like these big bills need to be taken advantage of. You need to go out, have 100 people go over it. As like, okay, they're trying to do this, summarize it. I mean, yes, they have a lot of wordage in there that I would that would be my main fear, is making a bill, because you have to have like different wordage and everything. Because if you do, it's like making a wish from a genie that does something devious to you. Not like the genie from Aladdin's Disney movie, like the djinn from Wishmaster, where you make a wish and you make the wish and he finds some evil way to turn it around and destroy your soul.
Well, bills have evolutions. A lot of times the title of a bill, the original title and text has nothing to do with the final bill.
Oh yeah. I even said that today when I was doing the interview with the guy. I explained, I was like, you have a bill, the way I explained it, and you get to hear it twice. The way I explained it was, you have Bill's front road needs to be worked on. He's in Congress. He's saying this. He's like, hey, I want my road fixed. So I did my due diligence. I found out how much it's going to cost. It's going to cost me $10,000. So we're gonna put that in there. And me, as his constituent from Texas, also, I agree. I look at it. I go up. I said, "Hey, yes, bills road is dog crap. And I saw a person drive on that road and the baby shot out of the car of a pregnant woman. That's how bad the roads are in front of Bill's. So we need to get this road fixed. We did our due diligence. We found out how much the cheapest way to get it cost to where it'll be efficient and the people will know what they're doing. $10,000 to fix Bill's road. Okay. Well, we go out. We try to get the other constituents, a lot of other constituents. I was like, yeah, I totally agree. I've seen the photos, man. I mean, how is anybody driving on that road without an oil pan just, dropping or something, just something horrible going wrong? I think I've seen like a cave in. You could drive into a cave and come out. It was weird. So many potholes. I mean, how does a kid that gets on that road that's in the back seat doesn't have the baby shakes? That kind of stuff. Well, every constituent that we go to, they agree. And then we have somebody who's like, hey, listen, I will vote for this, but I kind of want a bridge built on this land over here so it's easier for me to get to work. I don't want to drive an hour. I want this bridge made. It's going to cost $25,000. So we can attack that on $35,000 for the total. If we all agree, it's like, you know what? When I visited her at her house, it was kind of a long drive. It was kind of scenic, but it was just long. If we can make it about from, going from an hour to 25 from this area, I'll be happy about that too. Because I like hanging out with her. She's nice. She's a wonderful person. Her husband and me and the whole family get along, and we have great cookouts. That's the only reason why it's a good food. She's a good cook. I don't care about her constituents and everything, but she's a good cook. So I'll go eat her. It goes down the line and everything, and someone decides, hey, I don't want this bill to pass. So I want a place to where the Girl Scouts can make cookies at this ballpark that no one in the whole area goes to and eats at. They're going to sell hot dogs and everything, but we need the building first. And we want it the most advanced place ever. But the whole reason why I made this is because I know the president hates me and doesn't want to see that through. He's going to veto it as soon as he sees my name is on it. They send it through. Well, everybody that wanted anything off of that bill gets vetoed. Now, going through the process of bills being turned into law, yes, Congress and Senate, they all agree that all this stuff needs to happen in this bill. They can overturn the veto. It can happen, but it takes a lot. How much does it take to overturn a veto?
Ooh.
See, Bill, you're supposed to be better than everybody.
Yeah, but there's percentages in both. Whoa. 2/3 vote of stop it. 2/3 vote of both houses of Congress.
So basically, you have to do something that
very difficult.
Okay, you have to have 290 votes to override a veto, since 2/3 of 435 is around 290. In the Senate, you have to have 67 votes to achieve this. This is basically making an amendment for the Constitution or for the Bill of Rights. No amendment for the Constitution. Yeah. It's basically the same amount of doing that. So it's damn near impossible. Is it possible?
The what the president needs, and I've supported this. President needs a line item veto. He needs to be able to look at a bill and go, like you say, the bill that's full of BS, just packed with pork, and go, pork, no. He needs a line item veto.
Why? Okay. Here's the thing on that. That's actually a good idea. But okay, the understand. Okay, that is good. But what if someone actually put something in there that would actually be beneficial? But like I just said, the president just hates that person, and he knocks it out.
Resubmit it as an individual bill, as a standalone. That way you'll get fewer of those bunch everything together and hope it gets through. You'll get what people want. It'll pass as a standalone bill.
Yeah, okay, but you still have the process of getting it overturned in Congress because the person, like I said, the person hates that person with the passion of 1,000 suns.
Well, no, it goes back through as an individual bill from the start. So it is the bill. It's not part of. He can't just do a line item veto. He'd have to do a full veto on this guy's bill. And the transparency issue, that's one of the big things we need. Okay, you've got all this bill. You got 1,500 pages. A lot of pork. The next thing I want to see Grok be able to do, and I don't know if he can with that, because a lot of that happens behind the scenes. I want to know which congressman put that certain thing in the bill. It needs to list, okay, here's the garbage in this 1,500 page bill. Here's the congressman who actually was the instigator of that item.
Can you not do that now? Because that's how we found out. That's how we found out Nancy Pelosi put that portion in the bill during Bush's administration.
Oh yeah, that's different. That's not just individual little pork projects. When you've got the list of pork, that was a main tenet of the bill that the Democrats themselves put in. It wasn't just her that put it in. It was
she was the
main by the Democrats, but she's the one who went on the media and bragged about it.
Okay, she was the main antagonist talking about that.
Right. Because she was speaker at the time, so it was hers. She took credit for it. It was hers.
How long did she make? How long was she Speaker of the House?
She's been minority, majority speaker. When the Republicans took over, I sent her a nice birthday card congratulating her for her new minority position. They didn't get that was sarcastic, meaning you're no longer going to be majority leader. You're now minority leader. And I got put on a Pelosi mailing list. So I got to see a lot of the stuff they were doing for years. They thought I was a supporter.
Yeah, like I said, some people are just dumb. But okay. Now, getting off that of the stoppage of the government, what do you think about the new stuff that's happening in Canada? Trudeau's out. From what a lot of people are saying, Trudeau is out. Of course, this is just a lot of people talking about it now. I know the finance person resigned, and one of the main supporters resigned. A lot of supporters for Trudeau are resigning right now. What do you think about that? Do you think he's going to resign or not?
I don't think he's going to resign. There's going to be a lot of, they say, okay, how is Trump going to do tariffs on them? We've got the big USMCA that he negotiated, which is one of the largest free trade bills ever in the history of the world. People don't realize that. They say, ooh, tariff man, evil. No, he actually put out the greatest free trade bill. But Canada's breaking that. They've had some recent bills that they've signed through that go against it. And that's what I was worried about. If the Democrats had won, that would have stayed there. And it affects the freedoms of Canadians too. That's why a lot of them wanted Trump to win, because there's stuff that affects their freedom that goes against the trade deal that he negotiated. If he had been in power the last 4 years and they tried to put those communication restrictions and things through, he would have gone, wait a minute. I watched a couple of bills for 2 years as they were being negotiated in Canada, and they passed. And I was going, and Trump would have immediately just stopped it. Never would have happened. Now, Trump can come out and say, okay, yeah, we've got this trade bill and we've got all these stuff worked out, and I'm going to put some tariffs against you. Yeah, I kind of have the ability to do that because you've been breaking our trade deal anyway.
Well, a lot of
So he needs to go in and fix that and renegotiate some of that in the original bill.
Well, a lot of
if you look at the USMCA, if you look at it in Canada, it says CAMUS, I think. They don't call it the same bill as we do because they put the initials of their country first.
Oh, okay. Now, I forgot that you kept on talking. I forgot what I was going to talk. Oh, yeah. A lot of countries have been doing that. That was one of the main talking points that Trump did for this term, and his first term is the fact that a lot of countries aren't keeping their promises on a lot of stuff, and it's not just like the main ones is not even Canada. Canada is one of the bigger ones, as like I think 6th or 7th on the list. China is one of the bigger ones because they're doing a lot on the World Bank, because they're just using that as their personal piggy bank, and then they're trying to make and this is back from like 2010. They're trying to start up their own thing, what is called BRICS. Okay, because it's Brazil, India, China, Russia, and China. You didn't know about that?
BRICS?
Yeah.
Oh, I follow him on X.
The Canadian or
BRICS.
the
News. BRICS News.
Oh, they have an X page?
Yeah. Yeah,
Really?
I get it all the time. BRICS info. So I follow BRICS. Yeah. I probably got a lot of bookmark
Okay.
from BRICS.
South Africa is the last one. Okay. But yeah, they're trying this just in Israel military said they failed to intercept this. Oh, they're just posting like news on this. Interesting. Putin said war has been declared on Russian world today. What? War has been declared on Russian world
There's a
today.
new one 6 hours ago. Just in, Elon Musk says German Chancellor Scholz is an incompetent fool and calls for him to resign.
Who? What?
German Chancellor Scholz should resign immediately. He's an incompetent fool. His government is crumbling anyway. Scholz is on his way out.
Well, there's another place a lot of people needed to start looking towards to reestablish some kind of normalcy is Venezuela.
You know, I haven't even seen anything about Venezuela here lately.
Dude, you don't hear that much about it. I mean, the only thing that I know of right now is they tossed a lot of their criminals. And the last thing I heard, I almost had it. There we go. Venezuela. The last thing I heard was they were trying to go in and I think Ghana is the country they're trying to capture, or Aruba. But it's that was the last thing I've heard of anything. Was there's this small country that Venezuela is trying to take over. But that was a long time. That was about a year ago. I've heard something about that.
Yeah, the only thing I've paid attention to in Venezuela is the heavy crude that we get from there. But that's hopefully Trump can get the pipeline going and we can end that deal.
Yeah, there. I was so pissed off when they got rid of that freaking deal as soon as they came into office. Because
learn to code.
A lot of those people are trying to. You can't do that anymore. Because guess what? AI systems can learn to code.
Yeah.
So they don't need the code, so they're gonna have to learn how to do manual labor. There's a lot of stuff that, and this is the whole was it Michael Yo, he tried to get in office the second after in 2020 he was trying to go for the DNC.
Yeah.
And he was telling everybody, yeah, we're gonna give us $1,000 staple to everybody. That was his going point, because a lot of people are going to be out of work because a lot of the stuff is going to towards it's more or less going for automation, which he's not wrong. A lot of the stuff is going towards automation, and right now, what's really sad is the AI system is one of those things that can code itself and everything. You don't. I mean, have you seen some of the videos? You can make a whole movie using AI. The Chat GPT, I think 5 that's coming out. You can make almost a whole movie. All you have to do is describe it and put a script and everything, and you can make a whole movie that looks real.
You know, I think, and what they say is they can, actors can die and they won't die because they can always make movies that look like that actor is in it. And I think it was Harrison Ford who came out and said forever he's going to set something up for his estate and we will sue you into oblivion if you ever use my image on anything for eternity. I think it was Harrison Ford who said that.
It might have been,
because he said no. He said no. You don't make any images of me acting ever, and I don't care if I'm dead.
Here's the opposite of that. The opposite of that is Howie Mandel sold his voice and likeness to a company.
Ooh, hadn't heard that.
Yeah, and that he talks about it on his podcast. He's like, yeah, I sold my stuff to a thing. It's forward thinking, and it all goes into it. From what he said it's for his family, so they get taken care of, which is understandable.
Well, now that's a great motive. Also takes care of the germ factor.
Yeah, he is very germophobic. That's how he got one of his bits, because he carried rubber gloves.
Oh, did he? Didn't remember that.
Yeah, he's a germaphobe.
Well, I knew that. I didn't remember the rubber glove bit. I just knew he was a germaphobe.
Yeah. He would put like a rubber glove on his head, and he would connect it to his nose, and he would blow it up through his nose.
I never saw that one.
That's his main bit.
It's been a long time since I've seen him do comedy.
That is his main. That was what he was originally known for, other than the Bobby.
Yeah.
Bobby's World. Cartoon back in the day. Saturday morning cartoon. What we don't have anymore.
Yeah, back when the world was better. I live in the past. I don't watch any recent television. No recent TV series. You know, the good stuff. Rockford Files, Magnum PI.
I don't know.
The original.
And now we're getting off political stuff, but that's okay. No, dude, you should watch Lawman, man.
Never heard of it.
Landman.
Oh yeah.
Oil and gas industry. Dude.
Did you see the clip that went around with Billy Bob Thornton went around on X with him with someone talking about environmentalists? They were talking about the windmills and stuff. You saw that?
Yeah, I watched that episode. It's the second episode.
That made me interested. I had forgotten about that, but that made me interested in checking the show out.
Dude, they totally shit on the EVs. They shit on the EVs bad in that show. It is so hilarious. It's almost
is it kind of like a current day Dallas?
No. This is more because Dallas, it was dramatized in that family. This isn't dramatized. The drama is the oil and gas industry. You have like snippets of like little bit of drama and everything, but the drama is the oil and gas industry.
Oh, okay.
So it's I like Taylor Sheraton. I can go a little bit, decent, but with all writing and everything, they always it's a person's opinion and everything. I mean, I'm not like a full-on writer and whatnot, so I can't really say anything to that extent. I can tell, what I don't like, but I can look at it and go over certain things because the biggest thing is like the Yellowstone. Okay. At first, when I watched the last episode, I was pissed off. I was like, it looked like wokeness right there. I was like, I can't believe he's selling for cheap. It just seems like we're gonna give it back to the Indians. That was my first thought, and it was wrong in my opinion. I beat myself because I went back and I was like, screw you. I'm gonna watch your other show. You're still gonna make money off me, but it's not gonna be the right one. It's not the one who you're popular. I rewatched 1883, and at the end of the show, they were like, "Hey, can you get the land back?" And then I was like, then it clicked. I was like, "Oh, that makes sense now. I'm the asshole for thinking that." But no, it was really good writing after you saw that because everything came around. Everything looped together. So.
Oh, you mentioned Dan Crenshaw earlier.
Oh yeah, he's pissed.
Did you see the pissing contest? I was watching it live as it was happening. I was reading it between him and Cat Turd.
Yes.
Man, was he drunk? It almost didn't sound like something a sober person would write as he kept going on, and the more it didn't feel like he was just pissed. It felt like he wasn't there.
I mean, a lot of the people use when they do their social media and everything, most congressmen and everything, they have like their assistants or something like that take care of it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know necessarily about that.
Okay, here's my thing. This is coming off of a person that's trying to do podcasts and everything and be part of the social media. There's so much, it's ridiculous. You can be good. I have YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, now Threads, X, Rumble, all the podcast areas for Spotify and Apple. So I have like 8 different things that I have to look at constantly. And now I even with the Twitch, luckily Twitch is just live streaming. But I have 8 things I have to pay attention to. Now I even have like I put our name, our company name out there for other places like Truth. I haven't done the blue one.
Did you actually even sign up for Blue for that Act Blue or the Blue?
I can't even tell you.
I can't even remember its name. You know, Cry Blue or something like that.
Something to deal with tears. Yeah, I bet you could.
Blue Cry. It's not what it is. Wine Blue, Blue Wine.
Blue eyes.
Cry Blue Baby. Spot for liberals. Safe blue room. Blue Sky.
Blue Sky. That's it.
Blue skies.
Dude. Okay. I have to. We'll get on the social media and then we'll get on that because it's hilarious. Okay. But I have so much social media I have to deal with, even making videos and I have my own, I still have a job, a legitimate job. That's why I have people go over and if someone is like, hey, did you check out my Facebook? I was like, sorry, dude. I don't. I post stuff on Facebook. I don't really, you'd have to like direct message me. If we're close friends and everything, and you're not part of my Angry production crew, anything that's on the social media, I am not going to pay attention to. I'm sorry. I should be more, friendly for those things, but I have to post stuff constantly, and I'm never on them, which is a good thing because I barely paid attention to the comments. Unless someone says it's like, can you believe? I mean, it took Johnny to tell me, it's like, could you believe so-and-so said something? No.
What did he say?
It was one of those things. Is like, did you hear what so-and-so said something about us? I'm like, dude, I don't pay attention to the comments, man. Take care of it. You got the stuff. Do something about it. I said, yes. Well, I'm just gonna delete it and call harassment. Okay, I'm fine with that. It's like, do you not care? I'm like, no, I care. But this is what I'm doing. And it was the whole thing, reason why we were in the situation that we were in, because I had to take a back seat on a couple of stuff so I could work on other things for the podcast, which it gained us a little bit of notoriety and bumped us up a little bit, but the cost was way too high for it. Not like, money, but what happened behind the scenes. Now, to Blue Sky. It's for the CMs, apparently.
Seems to be. That's why Hollywood's there. I mean, the same thing.
Well, no. Okay. They're using an extra social platform, and it's showing. It's just an extra platform for them to go on and try to push out what movie they they're trying to push out for that time.
No, I mean the Hollywood people who are leaving X and posting over there, they're not pushing. They've even had some of their stuff deleted because they said, "Oh, we don't whine like that over here." Someone said, "Who was it? Meathead, I think, had a whole bunch of stuff," and then he totally left social media altogether. Did you see Keith Olbermann's Elon's latest response to Keith Olbermann?
I will look at that. God, I hate the fact that I'm looking at something and I really want to watch it.
He said, "So Elon Musk, you also suck at politics. LOL, F you fascist." And Elon said, "You elevate Tourette's to poetry."
Hopefully. I'm just going to have to do the...
Oh, Cat Turd retweeted it, or reposted it. X, formerly known as Twitter.
Oh, Tesla.
Cat Turd reposted it this morning. Huh?
You can show that stuff. You can link it.
Yeah, I pulled it up on it as a still image on my phone.
Oh.
I had done a screenshot of it earlier and posted it on another website.
Oh, Bill.
Yeah, you gotta watch it now. All of the stuff that I've posted as links from Twitter, some things I look at and I go, is this going to be around, or is that person going to delete it? And if I think they're going to delete it, I'll do a screenshot of it and save it. Otherwise, I've probably got 1,000 posts now that if you went back and looked at them are just blank.
Well, I'm okay on something like that. I totally agree with you on that one. Because I've done screen recordings on videos and everything, and I still have some of them. I've done screen recordings on videos and everything, and I just realized after I did the screen recording that my phone would be stacked up because I would save stuff. I have stuff that as soon as I saved it, it got destroyed. You couldn't see the post anymore. I understand a lot of people take down stuff and everything. There was a video of a guy, and there's another one now. Guy goes in and he's like wrecking the place, or and he goes in, he wrecks the place, and then the owner comes in with like a broomstick and just beats the holy crap out of this guy. And I was like, oh, well, I'll post that. Someone sent the video. I was like, hey, check this out. Post this on your socials and, get us a little notoriety. I'm the first one to find this. It happened in Florida. Someone sent it to me. Post it. Gone. Because it was violence. I'm like, now on some of those nowadays, dude, they do not care anymore on something. I mean, X is one of the big ones. You can see someone getting their head blown off constantly.
Oh, I'm talking about just like I've got lots of posts where I talked about, we post about this actor put out this tweet, this post, and then we all commented about it. When the actor deleted their account, boom.
Oh yeah.
So now it's just a gap with a bunch of people going, "Oh yeah, that was great. That was a great video," but it's blank.
Yeah.
And that happens with any commenting system like the one I use, Discus. You get someone who deletes their profile, and all of a sudden there's 10 years and 1,500 comments that are blank. So you'll go back a couple of years and look at posts, and you're reading some of them, and everyone's responding to something, and you don't know what they're responding to, because when that person deleted their profile, it deleted everything historically they'd ever done.
Hmm. Hey,
And that's what they've done when they either have an account suspended or just delete an account on Twitter or X. Then all of a sudden, any place you've linked those to, it's a blank spot.
Hey, Bill, can you keep this up for a minute? I gotta go do something real quick. Just the next subject. Do you look at Tim Pool?
Who?
Tim Pool.
Who?
Tim Pool. Do you look at his stuff?
No, I don't.
Okay, just recently he was talking to some liberal guy from New York, and what he was doing was he was berating him for like 7 minutes about people that were January 6 people, that they're still in jail and they haven't even been prosecuted yet.
I hadn't seen that. His
Yeah.
recent statements.
What is your thing with the people that got prosecuted? Haven't even been prosecuted on January 6 stuff and all the stuff that's been going on in there.
You know, the ones who haven't. Huh?
Keep on talking. Keep on talking. I gotta go. I'll be right back. You go ahead.
Well, January 6th, there's a lot of people in there for BS, basically trespassing. Even one of the latest ones that she was arrested last year, and they say she did this and this and this, and all you've got is here's our proof of the egregious things she did. Here's a picture of her holding up a phone as if she was taking video. Yeah, okay. Those people need to be freed. Trump needs to go. People have said, "Oh, Trump's going to free the J6ers. Trump should free them all." No, he hasn't said he was going to free them all, and no, he shouldn't free them all. Another liberal talking point. He needs to look at it case by case. Sure, there are some violent people who they got violent, but there are a lot of them that didn't. Probably at least 300 or 400 out of the first 1,000 should have been let loose immediately. They should have been small fine, let go. Hey, he's back.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was gas or solid. So
I hate it when it's just right there on the line.
yes,
and especially if you judge it wrong.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Actually, we can, if you want, we can go ahead and cut this if you want, and we'll pick up on stuff. I'm not doing anything tomorrow.
Going out of town tomorrow.
Okay, fine. It's okay.
One other thing to get into is, have you looked at the people in the Freedom Caucus who voted against it? Some of who voted against the latest couple of bills, of continuing resolution bills. There's one that everyone has followed, and I follow her, Nancy Mace. Have you seen her latest comments on it? Yeah. Hey, everyone, without getting into detail on it, go to X and look up Nancy Mace. And because I haven't looked since a couple hours ago when this latest one went through, but boy, did she have to dance and explain herself, because she's been a heavy pro-Trump, and the entire "we're going to primary you now" crowd came out because she voted against that second one.
The Citadel, from Waffle House Citadel to U.S. House, working on serving South Carolina. Okay. I oppose the continued resolution for the third time. This bill signed off on continuing the 1.778 trillion in Biden Pelosi level spending from last CR, and including no cuts and no accountability instead of single subject bills. We can get a handle on the financial train the American people are watching. We can and should do better. Why do you support giving endless money to Ukraine? I don't. Oh, you are absolutely disgrace. For okay, show replies. Well, at least she messaged back on some of these. Stream pointing that you are at odds with Trump's team on this spending bill. And this is probably our best chance in a lifetime to cut government spending. We have something special with Elon and Vivek. You should support them with everything you see. Okay,
Yeah, that'll go on and on. I was following a lot of discussions as she was having them last night. She's another one, just like Cat Turd and Crenshaw, for the same reason. That's what Cat Turd and Crenshaw got into it. Nancy Mace and other people were getting into it in the same way. About that, that was about the same thing. About Crenshaw voting against what they tried to pass.
Well, okay, here's the thing on that. Okay. What he's saying right now, and this is Gretchen Smith, MAGA. His at is MAGA GP Smith. Now, I don't know if you agree with this or not, Bill, but you shouldn't go blindly into something. Just because someone puts their stamp on something doesn't mean you should go up and, oh yeah, we should vote for that. Totally. I mean, Trump. Right now, it's the Trump thing. Okay. Trump says it's okay. Why didn't you say anything? He knows what he's doing. Yeah, but I have some problems with XYZ. That's initially what this guy is saying to Nancy, and mind you, I could be totally wrong. Her reply is, I am absolutely not at odds with Trump's team. I'm at odds with business as usual in Washington and the excessive spending that's got us into this mess in the first place. Thanks. I totally agree with her on that one, because that's what it is. Even if you're with Trump or with Biden, it doesn't matter which one you're on. Okay, left hand, right hand, doesn't really matter. Okay, if your idea of, okay, we'll just say, this is my right arm. It looks left, but it's a mirror image. Maybe you have to do this one. Okay, this looks right on the mirror image. Okay, that's so weird. Anyways, right here. Damn it, Bill. Right here is my right hand. And whatever everybody chooses on this right hand, it should go automatically up for the right side, no matter what. If they say that everybody should be putting feces into a bowl and eating it because it will be healthy for you, you should go ahead and do that, because you're wrong. That's what's got us in our predicament right now.
No, the problem is the Democrats will do that. Hakeem Jeffries, Pelosi,
Republicans
do that.
Will do that
with their entire thing. They can do that. So if they're in power, they can go, okay, we want to pass this. If you don't, then you're going to get a small office next week. They go ahead and all vote as a block. So 100% of what the Democrats want, they get. What Trump is playing, and why he needed the board set up, he needed the board set up for January 20th, is he's playing 3D chess. Right now, our House members, I used to say they were playing checkers. I don't know, are those 30-something people, if they're playing checkers, they just knocked over the board. I think they're playing tic-tac-toe and losing because they have to look at the bigger picture. It's kind of like what anytime a Republican takes over the presidency, what does he have to do? First thing he has to do is rebuild the military because the Democrats decimate it. Then he's the big spender because he had to do it. We had to have the security. So unfortunately, he had to spend. And that's the problem with his next plans. For them to work, he has to be able to exceed what would be the debt limit because it's all a numbers game. It's not real. You're saying it's like the numbers of the here's a good budget example. The dot-com bubble. President Bush inherited a budget surplus from Clinton. What is a budget surplus? What was it? A budget surplus is based on their estimation of money that will be coming in based upon current levels. It's not a real number. It's not we have this many dollars. It's an estimate based on a projection.
Was that added? Okay.
The dot-com bubble burst right after, just right after, within a month or two after Bush took over. So when they said he inherited a budget surplus, the numbers was the OMB numbers based on what the economy was doing with the dot-com that was out of control. He didn't squander a budget surplus. It didn't exist because the estimate wasn't there. The economy wasn't there. Well,
okay,
was
it the .com? But was it fully the .com, or was it with the Pacific? Oh God, I can't.
9/11?
No, Pacific Trade Union.
No, it was a .com bubble burst.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that caused just everything. I mean, I had people who are going, "Hey, I should buy some of that." This was right before it burst, and I said, my background is finance, and it doesn't make sense. None of that makes sense. So I'd be cautious.
Was that Enron too?
No, that's totally different. .com was people putting money into internet.com URLs and stuff, putting money in, and it was making no profit. It was just people pouring money into it, making it look bigger and bigger and bigger. All these things that was bringing in $0, but looking really big because people were buying into them.
Okay.
And eventually the market went, it's not real. It's not really. Boom. It was decent for me because I was a project manager in a $100 million data center that had nothing to do with .com. It was a wholesale distribution company. And whenever I needed to buy infrastructure for our data center expansion, it was like, yeah, I could negotiate and get parts for cheap, like floor tiles, frames for racks and things. I got it dirt cheap after it because there was all these empty data centers all over the place. The stuff was just rotting, and even a floor tile. Just an example of floor tile. I think a floor tile was about $120 for a perforated floor tile back then, and I was getting them for $15. That looked brand new, or that matched our floor. So that's what happens with these vapor numbers. The one plus is that, okay, we got the CR, and so now what? We still never had a budget. So there's a budget reconciliation they can do. And that's when they'll put together an actual real budget. Doing it through a reconciliation process, they don't need 60 votes. They can pass it on a simple majority. So that's how they're going to try to put a lot of Trump's plans, his budgetary plans, through. One plus about how this year ended is there was never a budget reconciliation for this year for this budget. So now he's got 2 he can work with next year. So they say really fast, pass the stuff that you want to do, no tax on tips and some of that, smaller, easy stuff. And you still got another one to work with for the budget for the rest of the year that they can maneuver. I'd have to look into the technical legal details, but it's just good that he has 2 different things he can work with. But still, the ceiling is gonna. I don't know what he's gonna do about that. I mean, right before you came on, I had watched a discussion. Who did he have on? There was trying to blank on it, but 2 people who are real positive conservative Trump supporters, and both of them can have a little bit of a different. Was it good that this thing just passed? This continuing resolution just passed without the extension of the debt ceiling limit. I don't know. I think the pigeons just knocked the board over. I really would have preferred to see him have that. But the people who worry about spending are 100%. They're not looking at anything else. It's just like a never Trumper. Okay, you've got 2 alternatives. You've got Trump, who you say is a big spender, or you've got Biden coming in. Well, we're going to stop the big. What do you think Biden's going to do? Well, we're going to stop the big. What do you think Biden's going to do? They don't look at consequences. Okay, you've stopped it. Oh, you've stopped spending from Trump for their first negotiations. So what's going to happen? Democrats are happy. It's like, I made a comment on it. Hold on. 1,000 tabs. What? Jessica Tarlov. She was happy how Hakeem keeps the Democrats together in the House so Trump won't be able to get anything done for the next few years. She's right. That's the issue of, like you said, raise your hand, do something different. Don't follow the guy. They follow the guy. That's the problem. They'll be able to stop anything they want because all we need is 2 people right after the first of the year, 2 people. And then it's 4 or something. We can only lose a couple that have to raise their hand and go, and then the Democrats go, yeah, we did it. And then if they take control in 2 years, then they'll just 100% because they'll stay in lockstep. And it'll be 100% shit we can't stop. Go through the executive orders. And one of the interesting things about executive orders is go through and look at, pull up the executive orders and look at this revokes this order, this order, this order, this order, and then go into them and look at all the orders they revoke. And because they can easily see what was undone. If he has complete control, then he can take things that he wrote executive orders on and actually put them into law. So they can't just at a signature.
That's the whole idea with the executive orders. It's like the tax cut we got. He was hoping that we actually go ahead and vote it into law that we get that kind of tax cut.
And with the debt ceiling, he ain't going to be able to extend it. Unless they do something about raising the debt ceiling, your taxes are going to go up next year. And it's just for the rich. I'm not rich. I got a tax cut. Those are all gone.
Yeah. And they weren't for the rich. They were for everybody. I think it was an extra $700 credit or something to that extent. No, it was $400 credit. Something of that. It was pretty high, but it kind of like leveled off at the end of his term. But anyways, we're at the close to the 2-hour mark, Bill. God.
Sorry about that, people.
We're at the 2-hour mark. We only do these for 2 hours. I'm gonna start recording stuff with him, so some of these will not be on X each week. Well, actually, you know what? I'm gonna put them on X each week since that's what most of the people are viewing is off on X. And thank you all for viewing us on X. You can comment live now on X, which is awesome. So if you want to comment, ask us questions on the subject matter that we are going over, please message us. If people are engaging, I don't want people to engage that don't want to engage just to say, to get us popular and everything. I don't care about popularity. I never have, never will. I like the stuff that we talk about. I learn stuff, and I want other people to learn stuff, especially the stuff that matters, and a lot of stuff that we try to put out here on the What the Hell episodes doesn't matter. This is our country. This is our livelihood, our money, our pocketbook that's going out there and being spent on frivolous stuff for the last 4 years. And hopefully the next 4 years with the new administration with Donald Trump actually changes that. And a lot of people get their eyes, like, I hate to say woke, but the people start opening up their eyes on a lot of stuff that is happening in our government. Did I vote for Trump? Yes. Did Bill do it? Shouldn't be that obvious, but I do believe that he might have. With a lot of people that's in this country right now, they voted for the change that everybody wanted. I don't want to go and pick up trash bags, 2 bags of chips, and some sweet tea. And I spent that was $40. It shouldn't have been that high. That was ridiculous. I got 4 things and it cost me almost half of $100 bill. Saying that, I do hope you like what we were saying on here. If not, change the channel. I'm going to keep on doing it. But as always, everybody, thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching. I'm David Dickerman.
And I'm Bill Staten.
Thank you all for listening, everyone. Goodbye.